Hi everybody, today we're making this gorgeous little card here. I posted this on my blog a couple of days ago and yeah, I just had so much fun making it that I thought, I'll make a video tutorial to go with it and we can have some fun and make it together. So this is using the Woven Threads suite of products. Coupled with the Daisy Lane bundle. So what I really liked and what I enjoyed most was using this bundle here, which is a set of dies and a set of embossing folders, which is really cool because that's a little bit different. I think, most bundles are a stamp and cutting implement, so either a die or punch, but this happens to be two different products again, so not including a stamp set, which is really cool. However, it also has a coordinating stamp set to go with it, of course, but that is a separate purchase. All the products that we are using today, I have listed in my blog post, and I'll make sure there's a link from this video to that blog post so that you can see all the details of the products and you can top up any supplies that you might need to make it. The colors that we're featuring today this is the Seaside Spray and the Rococo Rose. Both of those are the new in colors in the new in color range, along with Whisper White and lovely gold foil. So the Woven Heirlooms stamp set is this one here, and we're using this sentiment from it, and I love the vintagey feel that it has. And of course, Daisy Lane, I think everybody loves Daisy Lane. It's just so versatile. Of course, it coordinates with the large daisy punch, which carried over. And of course, new in this annual catalogue is the medium-sized daisy punch. And these two products, of course, make another bundle and are available at 10% off the individual price of the items. But of course, the star of the show today is this gorgeous gold frame. And let me show you the coordinating dies. So that's these two here. So it's a standard shapes, rectangle and oval, so useful for so many different projects. And of course, the coordinating dies are these two right here. So we have the rectangle one, and of course the one we're using today, which is the oval. So they go together like that. I'll pop it behind so you can see. So yes, so that's those. So we're going to start with our card base. I like to build from the bottom up. I'll just pop that there. And so it's standard Whisper White thick cardstock, and being a metric girl, it's just a standard card size that I'm using. So I've cut down my A4 sheet to A5, so cutting it in half, and then I've scored it in half to give me my card base. Now, the layered DSP that we're using is from the 6x6 in color stack, and I chose the scripty font to coordinate with the stamp. I thought they matched beautifully, so yes. Now, what I did was I cut it down so that there was a 10 mil difference between the width and the height, which will allow me to stick it. You can either stick it on straight if you like it like that. But if you don't want the pressure of getting all those straight lines, what you can do is also angle it like I did just there. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And I've already applied a little bit of snail on here already. So yes, just going to pop that on like that. And this is the beauty about doing angles. There's no worry about having anything straight, so it's on. However it goes on is going to be right. I love it. Next is this gold frame here, and so that's using the die. Now what I like about this is when you punch it out, like I've done here already, so I've got that, it goes like that, you end up with this layering piece, which is really nice for another project, so keep that. And then of course there is the gold frame that we're left with, which is what we're using, and that matches in with our embossing folder perfectly, like this. Now the way to get this working is have your Stampin' Up! Logo facing you, so that way you know you're going to get the raised section face up. Now that's pretty important in this particular embossing folder set. Some embossing folders allow you to use either side, whether it's the debossed or the embossed side. This one I feel needs the raised side. So the way I like to get them straight is using the inner circle as my guide. So once I get that to a point where I'm really happy with it's as even as I can get it, then I'll run that through my embossing machine. Now of course I've done that already to help speed things up today, and that's how it's come out. And so then we're just going to pop that on our card like this, so it's going to be on straight or straight-ish, depending. May have had a few wines and maybe everything's looking rather straight. Okay, and to do that we're going to apply some dimensionals. I wanted some height beneath it so that it would give me a little bit of a shadow. So I'm just going to go ahead and peel all of these off. Now it's up to you how many dimensionals you like to use. Some people like to use a lot. I use as many as I feel is needed to support my project. Okay. And either way up will work. But personally, looking at the pattern, I like this nice little flourish to be at the bottom. So I'm just going to pop him on like so. Okay. And now for our sentiment, I'm just using a piece of Whisper White cardstock that I've punched out using the die. So again, creating a layered piece. Now, because my daisies are going to be on the bottom left of my card or frame, I'm going to stamp my sentiment a little bit more towards the top right. And that's going to be using, again, the coordinating colour of Seaside Spray. Just like that. And now it's up to you whether you like to use Tombow adhesive, which will give you a little bit of wiggle room to be able to move it into place, or if you like me and just wing it, you can go with some snail. Now the trick with using snail is don't apply it all the way to the very edge. This will allow you to do this wiggle space, have this little wiggle space as well. Now because the daisies are going to be in that bottom right, I'm focusing on getting a nice finish in the top left here. Because if I have a gap on this side, that's going to be okay. It will be covered. So I'm just going to lift that. Just make it nice. There. So there we go. So it's starting to come along. Now we just need our daisies to go across the top. And I'll pop that off to the side there. Now I've started, this is how our finished daisies look. And to get that, you need 2 stamped pieces like this. This is how the stamp comes out. And we need 2 of those to overlap to make our daisies. So we're going to do that nice and quickly by just stamping our image like that. And that's using the beautiful Rococo Rose on some Whisper White for our smaller daisy. And then we're going to use the larger daisy in the same colour ink on the same colour cardstock for a more subtle look. So we've got Rococo Rose ink on Rococo Rose cardstock for our large one. And then we're going to just punch those out quickly. And I love how they just work beautifully together. So that goes like that. And then, of course, there's this one. Whoop. Got to catch him as well. Extra points for catching. And then I like to put these together with glue dots. They makes it really nice and quick and easy. You just layer them, rotating the top one around until they overlap beautifully. So that's nice. On the bigger one, I use 2 glue dots. So just press it down and peel it off. And then one more. There we go. And same process. Just overlapping the petals. There we go. And then to stick them on, I've just used some glue dots. So we've got 2. I'll just pop that. And what I've done is made sure that my petals fit in around my sentiment. So that's there. And then one for there. And what I've done is just popped it in underneath. And there's no right or wrong to where they go, really. Just generally in that area will be fine. Just making sure that you can overlap those just slightly. There we go. It's covering my love a little bit, but that's okay. So yes, and then we can just fluff those up towards the end. We're almost done. Nice and quick and easy, really. It's a great fun project. It's all it is. And that's what I really like. I don't always like to do complicated crafting. I just like to have fun. And that's what this project's all about. So then, to finish off, I thought a couple of little gems would be would make a nice addition. So I'm using the gold faceted gem. I've used the large one in the large center there, and then I've also used some of the faceted dots in the In Colour range, and I've used a couple of the Seaside sprays to echo that colour again. Just bring it to the front of the project. And there we have it, all nice and done. Now I have 2 cards to give away. Yay, I hope you've enjoyed that. Thanks very much.